Okay, welcome back to the garage, 6.8 liter garage. Today I'm going to do a little troubleshooting. Maybe I'll fix nothing. I don't know. We'll see. A couple of videos ago, I made a memorial to Corgi, my cousin's Corgi named Libby. And it was, I'll put it up here so you can see it if you haven't seen it. There's some flowers cut out inside of the silhouette of a Corgi, and inside some of those flower cuts, I ended up with some jagged cuts, so I called it scalloping. And I talked to some people. Yellow Metal Driver mentions the conversations he had with Andrew, and the suggestion was to adjust the jerk. And I opened up the settings of my machine, and I already had it set pretty low. But it doesn't mean I don't want to take a look at it. So what I did is I went back to the video of the Corgi and identified the areas where I know there was some jagged cuts, and then went back to the drawing. So I'll put the files up here as I talk. So I went back to the drawing and found those areas that ended up cutting with that scalloping effect. So I highlighted those and copied and pasted them into individual drawings. So ideally that'll allow me to recreate that same effect cutting on another piece of metal. If it doesn't work that way, we'll find out. I mean, it's not the same metal, not the same, you know, who knows what might have been the effect, pressure, whatever. But right now my machine's set up the same way it was. So I took one of the stems that had it, and I took a piece of the back legs and the belly of the Corgi cut out where it had the jagged cuts. So I'll try a couple of those cuts and see if we get the same results on this metal, and then we'll go into the settings on the Arcdroid and see if we can adjust the jerk and make it less, hopefully minimize that effect. If I can't create it, then if I can't recreate it, I'm not sure what I'll do, but if it does recreate it, then we'll mess with the settings and see what we can figure out. So the first step is I'll show you the settings we'll be messing with, and I'll load up one of the drawings and we'll get going. Okay, so the setting I think is related to that is called jerk. So if we go into the settings, machine settings, and jerk. So Yellow Metal Driver talked to Andrew with Arcdroid. He suggested lowering those settings for X and Y, but you can see I've already got them down to 1, and that's how it was running when I had that problem. So I'm not going to change anything yet. First things first, I'm going to cut and see if I can recreate the issue that we had. So I'll cut one of the stems first. Let's see, load. I did another experiment. So you see here I have stem test, which is the little stem file that I cut out and made its own file. And then I have stem test smooth. There's a inside Inkscape. There's a function where you can highlight a path or nodes on a path and smooth them. Just on a whim, I took this file, highlighted all the nodes, and then ran the smoothing function just to see if it has an effect. But first we're going to do the stem test. We're going to load it. So that's it. Really looks jaggedy in here, but so anyway, we're going to cut that out and see if we have a smooth or a jagged cut. Okay, so I got it all set up. We'll cut it out, but again, I don't know if we're going to prove anything, but I mean, the jaggedness might be related to, it shouldn't be, but it might be related to traversing between the cuts or something. But first things first, let's try it and see if we can get the jagged effect. I'm going to turn this on. "18 gauge, 25 amps. Bad thing is it's not the same metal. Well, let's see what happens. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit too because it's thinner metal. So it's not exactly an identical test. If I can't get it to happen this way, I'll get the 16 gauge out, set everything back to identical and try that. But let's see what happens when I do it this way. It's worth a shot. Impressive. Alright, you saw me try to run that and nothing happened. Turns out I didn't have the cable from the Arcdroid to the plasma, the CNC cable from the Arcdroid to the plasma cutter wasn't completely tightened in and wasn't making good contact. So checked all the wires and ran it. Of course I didn't push go on the camera. I think the second camera might have gotten it, but it did cut it, and it cut it smooth. So I might try that again one more time with this file, and then if that's smooth again, which I mean I feel stupid wishing it isn't smooth, but if it's smooth again, I'll try the other file that had the problems and we'll see what we get. One more time, I'll zero this guy and do another cut. So that's still a pretty smooth cut. The only thing I'm seeing in there is the dross, so it's not the jagged cut that I was seeing in the Corgi. So let me load the other drawing and see what happens. It's a little bit more complicated of a drawing. Make sure it all fits. Okay, we should be good. So I'll show you the drawing that we just loaded. Let's see, under the belly of the Corgi and the Y and just a part of the B. All of that had the scalloping problem in the Corgi video. So let's see what happens when I run this one. Alright, so the compressor finally shut off. So this is what it cut out. And it cut out very smoothly. No complaints with that. So, just to be thorough, I'm going to go back. I wanted to use this scrap, but I'll go back to 16 gauge and we'll try the 16 gauge with the same two files and the same settings that I used when I had the problems with the Corgi, and we'll see what that gets us. Alright, well, I should have known better than to change the variables like I did. So got another piece of 16 gauge out, and I have it set up to the same settings I had for the Corgi cutout. 16 gauge, 110, 30 amps, and I'll try this. If I don't get any jagged cuts out of this, I'm gonna, count my blessings and move on with my life. But I'll probably go ahead and cut out another squirrel feeder today, and then I'll call it good. But let's see what happens when I run this one. Well, I guess I have to claim success, even though I was trying to recreate my issue. I don't have the issue here, so I don't know. I'm gonna say hopefully it doesn't happen again, and I'll pay more attention to my settings next time to see if I can figure out what's causing it. But as of right now, I don't know that I could ask for a cleaner cut than that. Yes, that is slightly hot. But that's about as clean of a cut as a guy could ask for. This was all jagged and scalloped, this whole descent right here. Actually all the way around this. And that's just about perfect right there. Even the backside's perfect. Alright, get on with my life. Alright, well that was a video that didn't go as planned. I planned on recreating the issue that I had with the Corgi drawing and then adjusting the settings, but in the end I couldn't recreate the issue, so I didn't change any settings. So I went ahead and decided, since I was out here, I'd go ahead and cut another squirrel feeder, and then I had more problems, but those unrelated problems. Wasn't related to jerk, it's not related to the scalloping type things. It was, once again, the typical thing that I tend to do is I didn't pay attention to leveling the material before I cut. And of course I wasn't watching the cut very closely, and it looks to me like the torch pulled away at one point and actually got too close to another point, so all pointing to a unlevel work surface. So I'll take the blame for that, but I manually cut it out and then made a mess on the circles, so I had to get a little medieval and get some hand files out and the carbide burr, but I got it shaped up and finished. So I've got another squirrel feeder. It does have a home, so it worked out that I created another one, but that wasn't the plan for today. If you want one of these, the drawing's available in the store. I'm gonna try something new here. I put up a QR code, I think it's called, so you can take a picture with your phone and you should be able to navigate directly to the store. Again, I'm not sure anybody wants to subscribe after watching that fiasco. Nothing actually went the way I wanted, but in the end, it is what it is, I guess. So thanks for watching, and appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And if you want to support the store, we've got merchandise out there, or support the channel, we've got merchandise out there, and some of the drawings that I've made on this channel are available on the store. So anyway, thanks for watching.